today. Yes, it's Friday, and every Friday we have scheduled group discussion. Okay, so today we will have group discussion. We will have a common topic, and we have to give our perception, our opinion on that topic. Okay, have you got the meaning of group discussion? Group discussion is we have one common topic, and on that we have to speak, we have to give our opinion, and that should be valid opinion, legitimate opinion. Okay, so this would be the today's session, today's activity, and we are three here, so we three are enough. Okay, we three are sufficient. So let's carry forward our session, and I just want to tell the topic name. The topic name is very, like, it's very familiar. We all know that this time oxygen is being lagged. Okay, oxygen is being scarcity, means lacking of and grasping of the oxygen in our country. Okay, we have been facing this problem, I think since I think since April. Okay, so we have to. This is the topic: why oxygen, like the crisis. We have been facing this crisis for 1 year, but this is the today's scenario and today's problem. Like we have been feeling lacking of the oxygen, and like the topic is the crisis, and you can correlate have why have we been feeling and facing this problem, because of you all know that the oxygen is enough in surrounding, and there are many trees and many oxygen plant. uh, they have been like planted, but still you are facing, and if you will go inside the hospital and you will look that there are crisis, there are really real crisis of lacking of oxygen, and because of this lacking of oxygen they feel that the life has become insecure. Okay, so this is the topic for group discussion. As I told you, the topic is crisis, this pandemic, and the like this oxygen, lacking of oxygen is adding more insecurity of life in this crisis or pandemic. So first of all, I would like to request Binu, and Binu will tell her opinion. Why is this being happen, and what is the real issue, and what is the real problem of this lacking of oxygen? Okay, Binu will put her opinion, her thought on this, and Binu, you have to turn on your camera while speaking, and then after then I'll request Vikas. Vikas will tell her opinion, his opinion, and then we will discuss again. Okay, we will discuss on that topic. So this would be group discussion. Okay, Binu, please go ahead.
Okay, can I speak after some time or after Vikas?
Okay, no problem. But
Please.
whoever wants to speak, he has to put his or her camera on while speaking. Vikas, so you can be first, and after then Binu. Yeah, thank you so much, Vikas.
Okay, yeah, and yeah, according to me, that yeah, our topic is that yeah, you know that we all are having the lack of oxygen, and yeah, why we all are having, because in our environment we are having 21% oxygen, and yeah, we are having trees, and in environment we are having enough oxygen, and there is a lot of, you can say, companies, and they are also having the oxygen, but after that also why we all are having this kind of crisis of oxygen. Yeah, I think it's your point. Am I right?
Yes, yes, you are right.
Okay. Yeah. And according to me, that as we all know that it's the time of COVID pandemic, and in this pandemic, India is having the second wave of COVID, and in this wave, we are having the, you can say, and yeah, it's the strain of COVID, and in this case, yeah, who is facing this kind of even the problem who is affected from COVID, if he's facing some kind of problem while taking breaths, then in that case he needs oxygen. And you know that we all are having oxygen in the, you can say, in the form of cylinders, and and we all are trying to provide that oxygen to that patient, and it's helping a lot to survive him, you can say, to help him. And that's why, but you know that as you were telling that we in our environment also we are having 21% oxygen. After that, why this kind of crisis we all are having? But you know that in our environment, you know that we are having 21% oxygen, and there is a lot of, you can say, different kind of gases we are having, like nitrogen. I think we are having 78%, I think 71 or 78, I'm not sure in that case. And and other gases like carbon dioxide, and these kind of gases we are having. But I think according to me, in the case of COVID, a patient is not able to, you can say, the filter those kind of gases. You can say in those gases is not able to, you can say, observe only the oxygen. That's why we all are trying to provide him pure oxygen. And that's the thing is helping that patient to, you can say, get recovered. And cause of that only we are having the crisis of oxygen. And it's not easy to, you can say, that to get pure oxygen. You know that in our environment we are having different kind of, you can say, gases, as I told you, like nitrogen and carbon dioxide. And there is you can say some kind of practical, we can say method we are having, and through those kind of methods we can purify the oxygen. And but it's not easy. And in the lab, if we want to make in the less quantity, it's very easy. But in the case of factories, if you want to make, then you can say our instrument, and these kind of things should be there. And it's not easy to, you can say, establish any, you can say, oxygen plant anywhere. And we have some kind of, you can say, requirement for that. And that's why we all are having these kind of problems, because you know that before COVID we were not having, you can say, this kind of demand of oxygen. That's why we were not having the oxygen plants in our country. And we were having the number of but the number of oxygen plant was not in a huge number. And that's why. And you know that this wave came suddenly, I would like to say that, because you know that I think in the starting of March, I think till in the end of the March, everything was in the under control. And I think more than people were thinking, I think COVID has gone, and we all were not wearing the mask. But suddenly these kind of things happened, and lack of the of oxygen we all were facing. And that's why now government is also trying to establish some oxygen plants, and some countries is also trying to help us. And that's all from my side.
Okay, so from your side, we have got genuine point, and I really appreciate this point. You are like you were telling us that the problem is all about the environmental oxygen. Okay, in normal disease, patients they feel that they can inhale oxygen, but this is the COVID, and in this period, patient they don't allow, and they feel forceful to take oxygen and inhale in forcefully. So that's why they need pure oxygen. So this is the true point. And because of our nose and our, like, we don't have that capacity to purify and filter the oxygen from the nitrogen from the, but the main problem is this, like when a COVID patient wants to take oxygen and he really suffer from the oxygen. Okay, because of that problem, he needs a pure form of oxygen, and because of that, all the hospitals and all the like healthcare centers, they have to provide a pure form of oxygen. And the need of the oxygen is this, like if this oxygen can cure that patient. I think you have heard about this thing very clearly. Some patients can be treated at their home isolation. They need only proper oxygen. If you will get proper oxygen, you will you will be surviving. You will be not able to worry about it. Okay, you need not to worry about it. You can survive your life, but the main problem is oxygen. Now we are going to move move on to Binu, and Binu will speak and she will tell her opinion about this thing. Binu, now are you able to speak?
Yes, I'm able to speak, but I can't turn on my camera. Earlier also because of this reason, I said that I'll speak after some time.
What's the
I,
problem to not turning on
the
the camera?
problem is the problem is I'm on the roof and there is no light, and downstairs there are some people. Someone has come, so they are talking their
Okay,
noise.
okay, no problem. So you can be there if you have genuine problem, and you can add or you can give your perception or opinion on this topic. Please go ahead.
Okay, so whatever Vikas said and you said that yes, to COVID patient they need more oxygen because they are ill and they can't uh, take breath very easily. So in this case they face problem, and because and yes, you said at the end that we can treat COVID patient at home also. We have sufficient oxygen, so we can easily treat them. But here we are not getting oxygen because of lacking of oxygen, so it is creating problem. And I think, because of oxygen people are dying, lack of oxygen. So this is the problem. And if we are and in in conclusion, I'll say that patient with COVID-19 requiring oxygen therapy and that need long term uh, uh, inpatient care with a median of 12 days in a hospital, including 8 days. Or so these things they need, which should be taken into account with their planning and treatment capacity. and and I think I have done now. I have only this much knowledge.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Binu, for your kind and for your genuine answer to this question. And as I told you, this is GD. This is group discussion. We are discussing one common topic that is very critical, that is being happened in this time, and we are discussing. We are finding the solution of providing and like the finding the solution of this this oxygen supplying. Okay, how can we give some solution, and how can we generate some solution to find and to overcome this problem. And second thing, what is the main reason behind it to lacking of to scarcity of the oxygen in this world and in this country. But we know that the environment has sufficient of oxygen, but still we are not able to provide to all the hospitals and to all the health center. And so I just want to give some solution on this topic, and then I also want you to help to give some good solution on this. So my first solution would be like, you all know that only plants can convert oxygen. Okay, we produce carbon dioxide, but plant produce oxygen. They convert oxygen from the carbon dioxide. There are some techniques, methods that power plant oxygen power plant company they use. They just remove carbon dioxide from the oxygen from the carbon dioxide, and they just purify that oxygen and fill up in the cylinder, and they sell. Okay, so the first solution would be, now government has uh, has aware of this thing, and the government has become very careful of this thing. So government needs to provide some information, provides to genuine things, so that we can follow that. We earlier we used to, like, government used to tell we should plant at least one tree at our home and anywhere, so that we can get oxygen and we can also give this environment freshness. Okay, so first thing is. Second thing would be, if we all will contribute some genuine effort towards the environment. Environment means there are two factors. One is rising of carbon dioxide, and second is rising of oxygen and lowering of oxygen. If you will increase carbon dioxide, so the, like, according to the balance theory, the oxygen will be decreased and carbon dioxide will be increased. So you have to create your mind, you have to make your mind to not use vehicles, to not use motor vehicles and car without any required thing. If you want to use your vehicle and want to use your motor car, just use when you feel very necessity, you feel very requisite of that thing. Otherwise, try to go on foot and try to use bicycle. So here I have mentioned two solution of this, so that we can't feel this problem again in the future. And now Vikas and Vinu, you both have to give at least one solution of this to increasing oxygen and to not feel this scenario again in the future and in further time. Yes, Vikas and Vinu. So this would be our final talk on this. Like, we are going to add some solution on this topic, because we have discussed why oxygen is decreasing and why the demand of oxygen is increasing at the hospital. Because we know about the patient, we know this COVID, like what this COVID demands from a patient. But now we will talk about the solution of this problem. Solution to this problem. Yes, Vikas and
Yeah.
yes,
So
Vinu, you can.
whatever the current situation is, people are aware for everything, oxygen and plant, that they have to take care of everything. But when will be the current situation, will they will get rid of this situation, they will forget and they will not take care again of this situation. But for they need to take care, they need to understand that it was the situation and we were facing this kind of problem. So after getting rid of, and not every individual person should aware that yes, I need to plant a tree and it's my duty. They think that only one person cannot change anything, so they don't do, they just skip these things. But they have to think that it's my duty, I am fulfilling, so it is enough, I don't know about others. So if the person is going to think like this, so I think the situation will be better in future. So
Thank you so
it
much
was
for.
related to you, but it is my opinion.
Okay, thank you so much for giving that solution to this question. Now Vikas Chand, this is Vikas Chand. Vikas will add one or two solution to this question, to this problem.
Okay, yes. And vacation, as we know that now it's the time of pandemic, and now the demand of oxygen, it's on a, you can say, peak point, I would like to say. And before 2 to 3 days ago, I was reading in a newspaper that an person who is affected from COVID, that person wants 14 to 15,000 liter oxygen in a day. You know that what we do, that yeah, we takes the oxygen, and we you can say, yeah, we yeah, if you are taking, then yeah, we can say take. And if you are revealing, I think we can say reveal.
Inhale and exhale. Inhale,
Yeah,
taking oxygen is
exhale.
inhale. Exhaling means like bringing out.
Okay, yeah, we exhale the carbon dioxide. And yeah, you know that it's the process, and we do in the whole day, in the 24 hours. And in this process, we take yeah, 40,000 to 50,000 liter oxygen in 24 hours, and it's a huge number. And that's why I think now if we want to, yeah, you can say, increase the level of oxygen on the natural level, that's why I think right now we can't do that one thing. If that we will plant the trees, then it will take time to, you can say, get result. And that's why we are having the oxygen plants to, you can say, get that one kind of, you can say, the oxygen. Okay, yeah, till that level. And according to me, I think after COVID, if we want to do something in the case of oxygen, then that yeah, plants and these are the other kind of things, and it's the artificial kind of things. And we should do something on that natural level. And on, if we will talk about naturally, if we want to increase the level of oxygen, there is only one way. That is that, you can say, the planting the trees. And as you all know that, yeah, through the, you can say, planting the trees, we can increase the level of the oxygen. And we have listened a lot about it. And there is another thing also, it's related to planting the trees only. That nowadays, if you would say that, yeah, there is a lot of, you can say, factories, and in those factories we want the wood, and for, you can say, getting that wood, we are cutting the trees. That's why, according to me, if we will reduce the, you can say, the number of the, you can say, the trees, which kind of trees we are cutting, then it can be, and you can say, big change in the case of increasing the oxygen level. And that in our house we are having a lot of things like a bed and a table, and these and things would be of the wood. We will have to, you can say, that find some kind of, you can say, that yeah, something as instead of the wood, like we can use plastic and other kind of metal for these kind of things. Then it I think the number of the trees, which kind of trees we are cutting, it would be less. And that's why, and that we are having the doors of the wood. And in this case also, we are having we are using wood. And for getting these kind of woods, we are cutting the trees. And that's why I think, yeah, if we will have, you can say, any, you can say, yeah, any other kind of metal or other kind of things instead of the wood, then it can help us. And it's the natural way, I would like to say. Yeah, through the plants we can, but it's, you can say, it's very costly, and it would not help us for a long time. But natural kind of things will help us for a long time. And that's why I think it can be the only one way, according to me.
Okay. We have got your answer. So that is very genuine answer. That is very appreciable answer. And really, I am very pleased to hear you both. Okay. So really, Vikas has added one thing, that we should promote forestation rather than promoting deforestation, because there are lots of wooden, wooden thing in our home, and we all need furniture. So we can avoid using furnitures, we can use steel and anything else. So that's why we will be able to we will be able to deforestation. We will not practice deforestation means cutting forest, okay, from removing forest. And forestation means to planting trees. So he is very genuine, and he has given a natural answer. And then Bino, she added that yes, for supplying oxygen, we need to care about the pollution and this thing. And I have added two things related to this. So we all know this thing. If we all want to get fresh oxygen and want to make this environment freshness for everlasting, and want to give this fresh environment to our next generation, we have to promote forestation, first one. Second, we must use we must use vehicles and motor and automobile thing only when we really required. Otherwise, we should avoid this thing. And third, government should make policy, good policy. Like government can give some intensive or in some good money, if anyone or any organization they are willing to promote this kind of thing. So this would be the genuine answer, and this would be the feasible answer to apply. So we have done like we have done this activity, and I really felt nice to talk to you. But I just want to make some correction related to your grammar, Vikas. So should I make or not? Okay, so I regularly,
Yes,
yes, I regularly listen that you always use according to me, according to me, according to me. So this is, you should stop using according to me, because you can use according to her, according to them, according to this book. But if you want to say your opinion, you want to express yourself, so rather than saying according to me, you can say in my opinion or in my point of view. Okay, this would be grammatically correct. If you will say according to me, it means you, how can you say yourself accordingly, means accordingly. You are giving, and you want to give your opinion in front of the public, in front of the people in a group. So you can use in my opinion or in my point of view, because you are sharing your, you want to share your point of view, first thing. And second thing, like whenever you talk, you want to talk, you want to share any, like any, the work that you do and people do, so you always tell or express in continuous tense. Like you used 2 to 3 times, people are cutting, they are cutting the trees, they are doing this. So rather than saying they are cutting, you can say they cut the tree, they cut the tree. So for professions, for any work that we do regularly, we can't say in simple continuous tense, sorry, in present continuous tense or in past continuous tense. Rather than saying in continuous tense, we can say in present, simple present tense, perfect perfect continuous tense. Okay, so perfect continuous tense, if you will say they have been cutting the trees, means they cut the trees regularly, and they have been cutting in future. Okay, and if you will say they cut the tree, it means they cut the tree regularly. If you will say they are cutting, it means they are cutting, the meaning of this, they are cutting right now, continuously they are cutting right now. So I just wanted to make this clear. I think you have got, and try to avoid this thing, otherwise otherwise people will listen to you, they will understand, they will, I think, I know, you know that, we all know that we can understand very clearly, but grammatically it is wrong, it is not correct.
yes, I got whatever you said to me. That yeah, but next time I will try to remove these mistakes.
Yeah.